Chapter 22 Healing. In a few weeks, Chomper's illness passed and he opened his eyes for the first time, able to get up and walk around without the help of the others. Littlefoot steadied him, needing some aid to forage for food. The gang worked together, bringing him fish, bugs, trying to help build up his strength. Though it was a struggle, Chomper grew stronger with each day, recovering from the sickness, though he hobbled due to the pain in his left leg. It warmed Ruby's heart to see Chomper recover, come back from the brink of death. That night, she smiled and looked at him. "You've come a long way." "Thanks to you and the gang." "Ruby, thank you for looking after me."
"You do the same for me. Take care of me as I do for you."
"I told myself, if I make it, I'd treat you right. Love you, the way you deserve to be loved," Chomper said, eyes growing moist. "I love you, Ruby, truly, deeply, madly in love with you. If you decide to stay, I will visit you as often as I can."
"Chomper, I made a promise too. If you lived, I'd remain by your side, so long as we both shall live. I do. I choose you."
Hand going to his face, she smiled.
"I see you."
"And I see you." Chomper brought her close and rubbed his muzzle against her, moving downward. "Is this all right?" With a nod, Ruby's fingers brushed his skin tenderly.
"Yes, continue."
That night, Ruby and Chomper found their way back to each other and healed the wound between their hearts. The following day, Chomper, Screech, and Thud left the valley for food, heading to the big water. Screech sniffed ahead for trouble, while Thud kept at Chomper's side. His eyes scanned Chomper over, noticing Chomper's left leg drug, Chomper huffing slightly. "Hey, boss, you okay?" "Yeah, just a little sore still." Traveling, they reached the beach across from the mysterious island, Chomper heading to the land path and crossing it. When he came upon the island, he saw patches of green. Parts of the island weren't burned down. With a smile, he figured it'd be suitable that he and Ruby could return. "How is it still green?" Screech asked, sniffing and finding a set of prints. "Hey, these are rainbow face tracks. Smell kinda weird, though. Not fully normal." "Must have been my parents," Chomper said. "Parents?" "Yeah, my real parents are sky beings, not from here." "That explains a lot." "Indeed. It's your call. Are we staying or going back?" "I want to go back." Once Chomper got his fill, the three made their way home to the Great Valley. Returning once night fell, Ruby was waiting, embracing him and gazing up with soft eyes.
"I've missed you I have."
"I missed you too." He gave her a tender lick, hearing her laugh. Stepping back, she gestured for him to follow her to their shared nest. The pair of ass-biters held a curious expression, Chomper only smiling to the pair before joining Ruby.
"The nest will be warmer with you."
Chomper held Ruby close. "Ruby, I want to see the island. I think we can go back there. If you want to, that is."
"Sounds wonderful. So long as we're together, I know everything will be okay."
"I love you, Ruby."
"I love you too, Chomper."
Holding one another close, they fell asleep. The following evening he visited with the gang, and it reminded him of old times, talking and playing shadow games when the moon was full. "Okay, what am I?" Littlefoot leaned his neck down, making a snapping sound.
"Ballydragger! That's what you are! It is! It is!"
"This so nice, all us back together again," said Petrie, perched by Guido. "Good to have you here too, Guido. Me miss you lots." "Yeah, it sure is nice being back after my journey of finding myself." Finding yourself? How'd you lose yourself in the first place? Gosh, Guido, you really are a simpleton, Sarah said, gaining a small chuckle from everyone, all but Guido. For your information, Sarah, it was a spiritual journey of self-discovery. Well, I already know who I am, and that's the toughest three-horn in all the Great Valley. Okay, you two, settle down. Littlefoot cleared his throat and spoke. So, Chomper, what was on the other side of the big water? Yeah, tell us. Yeah, we want to know. Yes. Oh, this is going to be cool. It was a land like this, only the creatures there were different. One was large, walking on all fours, and had thick fur along its body. On its face were two large horns of sorts. It was incredible, Chomper said, shaking his head in disbelief. Wait, strange creatures? Were there beings that looked like me? Yeah, there was, Guido. You're not the only one of your kind. That's nice to know, though I wish I could remember it for myself. How did you get back to us so fast? My parents. My real parents. Chomper saw bewilderment crossed all their faces. This might be a lot to take in, but my birth parents came from the sky. His claw pointed to the sky, all eyes gazing upward. They were rainbow faces, yet told me that wasn't their true forms, that they were sky beings. Rainbow faces? Did they talk in riddles? Sort of. They used a lot of big words that I didn't understand. I remember those too. They were a pair of weirdos. Yeah, they were strange, all right. I'm not sure how, but I was their son. My body mixed to grow into a Sharptooth rather than whatever they truly are. Chomper felt he didn't do the best job of explaining it to all of them, finding it hard to believe himself. They wanted me to be raised by other parents, knowing I'd be safer being a predator rather than prey. Well, that actually explains so much. It's no wonder you're half sky being, given your oddness. How you can talk the leaf-eater language while many of your kind cannot. It doesn't matter where you're from. You'll always be our best friend, Chomper. Well put, Flathead. Well put. Do you think they'll come back for you? Ruby wondered. I don't know, but I know they're watching over me, as they always have. With a smile, Chomper saw something shoot across the sky, wondering if it was a shooting star or his parents on their strange flying creature. He then looked to a rock and reached out, trying to move it, yet it didn't budge. Weird. Since I got hurt, I can't move things like I did before. Well, there's really no need to worry about keeping you alive, right? Don't worry, Chomper. You're still a friend, with or without powers. The gang sat together, taking in the lovely night, knowing the time they spent together was fleeting, for Chomper and Ruby would eventually leave for the island. Thus, every day, every night, every moment was precious. During a lovely day, Ruby and Chomper felt it was time to head home to the mysterious island. The gang all hugged or nuzzled Ruby and Chomper, everyone crying. Well, all but Sarah. She stood strong, going to Chomper. Well, you take care of yourself. Don't do anything stupid. I'll miss you too, Sarah. You were like the older sister I never had. Yeah, well, I should go check on my sister. Being the proud type, Sarah wasn't able to let them see her cry, walking off to shed a few tears in privacy. Arching a brow, Chomper glanced from Sarah to Littlefoot. Why does she do that? Oh, she's got layers, Chomper. Gotta peel it back one layer at a time. You two take care, and know there will always be a place here for you. Thanks, Littlefoot, Chomper said, nuzzling Littlefoot. All right, we're all set. Ruby stood, her parents standing with her. I'm excited to see this island, Trudy said. Indeed, sounds like a wonderful place to live, or, in our case, go to die. Right, let's be off then, Ruby said to fill the awkward silence. The gang waved, seeing the pack exit the valley and vanish across the horizon. Petrie sniffed and broke down. "They not even gone one day, and I miss them already."
There, Petrie. It'll be okay,
Ducky said, holding him close and shedding a few tears of her own.
"We'll be okay. Yep.
"Do you think we'll see them again?" Tippy asked, looking to Littlefoot. "Yeah, I believe so, in my heart." Littlefoot smiled and glanced up, seeing a sky puffy in the shape of a long neck, knowing it was his mother. "Those that leave us are never truly gone." The group stood, Sarah eventually joining them, her eyes slightly puffy, though none asked, too scared to question her.